Hey y'all, this is a variety kid. So the iPhone 14 models are gonna be coming out soon. And in this video, I wanted to talk about some of the rumored features. Or normally I would do 14 rumored features in favor of the iPhone 14, but this time I'm thinking I'm gonna do 15 rumored features, simply because there's a lot of them. But anyways, let's get into it. So number one is they're rumored to ditch the iPhone Mini, and there's going to be a 6.68-inch iPhone 14 Max. This one is going to be the same size as the iPhone 12 Pro Max and 13 Pro Max. And then while we're on the topic of screen sizes, the iPhone 14 will stay the same at 6.06 inches, while the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max will have slight screen size bumps from their predecessors. More on that in a little bit. Number two is the A16 model and the Pro models, while the mid-range models will stick with the A15 chip, but it will get a few upgrades. So Apple is most likely doing this to like save resources. It's like a similar reason for why they removed the charger with the iPhone 12. They want to be more like energy efficient with like the technology they make, and plus like their chipsets are already really fast by now. Now, I mean, if I haven't said it already, the 14 and 14 Max will still get a few upgrades to the A15 chip over the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro. One example is they'll have a better cellular modem, which will allow for faster 5G. In particular, all four models will have the, I believe it's the it's the Snapdragon X65 modem, and it'll allow for 10 gigabytes per second 5G, which I find, coming to think of it, I find insane. That is basically 10 times as fast of cellular data as the iPhone XS from 4 years ago. I don't know if they'll get a faster clock speed. But however, there are some cases where two different devices that use the same chipset had different clock speeds. Like, for example, the iPad Pro 12.9 and iPad Pro 9.7 both had the A9X chip, but the iPad Pro, the larger iPad Pro, had a 2.26 gigahertz clock speed as opposed to a 2.16 gigahertz clock speed on the 9.7-inch iPad. Number three is 6 gigabytes of RAM on the mid-range iPhone 14 models, up from 4 gigabytes on the iPhone 13. Last year, 6 gigabytes was only on the iPhone 13 Pro model. And thanks to the new A16 processor, there's going to be DDR5 RAM on the Pro models as opposed to DDR4X RAM. Upgrade in RAM will make it up to 50% faster and 30% more efficient than previous iPhone models with DDR4X RAM. And by the way, I just feel like mentioning this. Whenever I did the rumored features last year for the iPhone 12, or I'm sorry, for the iPhone 13 models, that was the that was the first time I didn't mention the rumors on RAM. In fact, there weren't really any rumors. I had to like Google how much RAM is the iPhone 13 rumored to have to figure out what the rumor was for the RAM, and the rumor said that it would be the same as last year, 4 gigabytes for the mid-range, 6 gigabytes for the Pro models. Anyways, next feature. Number 4 is a pill-shaped cutout for the iPhone 14 models. So I actually meant to say 14 Pro models. Sorry about that, my bad. But anyways, this is what the camera cutout will look like. As you can see there's two different cutouts, one for the front camera, the other for the true depth camera sensors. And anyways, as you can see there, due to the smaller bezels, it's actually gonna increase the screen size on the Pro models from their predecessors. On the 14 Pro, it'll increase from 6.06 to 6.12 inches, while on the 14 Pro Max, it'll increase from 6.68 to 6.69 inches. Number 5 is, so for the Pro models, there's going to be an LTPO display capable of a lower refresh rate. So on the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max, they were capable of going as low as 10 hertz, while the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max are rumored to be able to have a refresh rate that can go as low as 1 hertz, whereas the iPhone 14 and 14 Max are just rumored to retain the regular 60 hertz refresh rate. Okay, so which brings me to my next point. Number 6 is an always-on display. So the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max are rumored to have an always-on display due to being able to refresh at 1 hertz. This will allow it to save significantly more battery life, since with an always-on display, I believe like the screen is still technically on, and without being able to refresh at 1 hertz, it would be refreshing several times a second, meaning the always-on display would use up quite a bit of battery life, especially if you keep it on for several hours. Number 7 is Wi-Fi 6E. So this is going to be one of the few features that's going to be for all 4 models as opposed to just the Pro model. So this will allow for the 6 gigahertz spectrum in addition to the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz spectrum, which will allow for faster wireless speeds and lower latencies when using Wi-Fi. Number 8 is a vapor chamber. So this one is only going to be on the Pro models. It's going to be, so Apple is adding it due to the A16 Bionic chip, and it's going to like improve, or it's going to like reduce overheating when doing like heavy tasks like playing games or using your phone excessively. Number 9 is 48 megapixel rear camera and 8K video recording for the iPhone 14 Pro models. So, so as I basically said already, they're gonna have a higher resolution camera. I mean, it is worth noting this. The rumor is it's gonna come at a cost. The pixel size will be lowered from 1.9 microns on the 13 Pro and Pro Max to 1.22 microns on the 14 Pro and Pro Max. So there will be quite a bit more noise and low light photos, and I just feel like mentioning it, but the rumor is that it's only going to be for the main camera, not for the telephoto and ultra wide camera. Number 10 is an upgraded front camera, and this is for all models. So the f-stop is going to be upgraded from f2.2 to f1.9, which I really feel like is a really important change, as like the f-stop has been f2.2 all the way back since the iPhone 6 in 2014, and so like low light photos with the front camera don't look good unless you use night mode or the flash, and sometimes I don't want to use either of them. And it's also rumored that the front camera is going to have autofocus, and then this aspect isn't really rumored as much, but it's rumored to have a 6-element lens as opposed to a 5-element lens on the iPhone 13 models. Now, I feel like mentioning it, but like I said in my iPhone 11 and 11 Pro rumored features, that there were rumors that the iPhone 11 Pro would get a 5-element lens on its front camera, up from 4-element lens on the 2018 iPhones. I was gonna say that actually, outside of the 2018 iPhones and the 2021 iPhones, I don't know how many elements are in the front camera lens. So for my rumored features video, I'm most likely not going to be able to like figure out or know for sure about whether or not the 6-element lens came true. But I just felt like mentioning that it was a part of the rumored features, given that like I can't really know for sure that what I'll learn about the iPhones will include how many elements are in the front camera lens. Number 11 is an upgraded ultra-wide lens for the mid-range models. So the iPhone 14 and 14 Max are rumored to have an upgraded ultra-wide lens. So previously, this upgraded ultra-wide lens was only available on the Pro models last year, but the f-stop is rumored to change from f2.4 to f1.8. The number of lenses is rumored to change from 5 to 6, and in addition, there's rumored to be autofocus. I don't know if it's going to have its macro mode, so I can't really say if it's going to have the exact ultra-wide camera, but I can say in terms of like quality, it will be pretty much, or the rumors is that it will be pretty much the same as the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max. Number 12 is a 7-element telephoto lens, and this is rumored for the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. Previously, only the main lens was 7 elements. However, it's rumored that the telephoto lens will also be upgraded from 6 elements to 7 elements this year. And then while we're on the topic of the telephoto lens, I feel like it's worth mentioning that that unfortunately the mid-range models won't be getting a telephoto lens this year, which, as I said in my video about what I'd change about the 2022 iPhones, I really feel like at least the 14 Max should have a telephoto lens. Number 13 is bigger batteries in 3 out of the 4 iPhones. For the iPhone 14 Pro is rumored to be 3,200 milliamps. The 14 is rumored to be 3,279 milliamps. So all 4 of these numbers are actually based off of like a more recent rumor I read that I believe. But however, the iPhone 14 Max is rumored to have a 4,323 milliamp, while the iPhone 14 Pro Max is rumored to stay at 4,352, the same as the 13 Pro Max last year. I was gonna say I saw some other rumors that said that the iPhone 14 Pro Max would be 4,323, while the 14 Max would be a tiny bit smaller. I'm sorry, a tiny bit larger at 4,325. But I just chose to go with the more recent rumors for this one. Number 14 is 256 gigabyte entry-level storage for the iPhone 14 Pro model. So they're gonna ditch the 128 gigabyte storage model, and honestly, like, the big reason why this could be is due to ProRes, which actually on the 128 gigabyte storage model, you can't record ProRes in anything higher than 1080p at 30 frames per second. So that's definitely going to be a plus. And I don't know if it's about time yet, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's too early to upgrade to 256 gigabyte entry level storage. And finally, number 15 is reverse wireless charging. This is rumored for all 4 models. However, the rumor is it won't be available until iOS 16.5. So there's a chance it won't be available until a software update in 2023. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I was gonna say, so in my previous video, I said I'd make a video about a topic I haven't discussed, which I'll just reveal it right now. I was gonna talk about traffic laws or a certain road, but however, I didn't really know what topic to talk about. So if any of y'all have any ideas on what topic in specific I could talk about, like if there's a certain road that is like commonly traveled on for your vacation that I would probably know about, possibly give me that idea. Or if there's just a road that's like, I don't know, like extremely dangerous. Like there was a road up in like Northeast Texas that I thought about talking about. And I thought about how I have some ideas on how it could be made safer. I don't know if I'd want to make a video on that, but however, if there's a road that you feel like I'd know about that you'd like me to talk about, let me know. Or if there's a certain topic on traffic laws you want me to talk about, let me know about that as well. Anyways, I was gonna say, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I really hope to be posting more. I feel like if you followed me on Twitter, my Twitter is @TheVarietyKid, capital T, capital V, and capital K, no spaces. I'd really appreciate that, as I feel like I would be able to like do polls on Twitter and interact with people better, as I can't have access to community posts. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and have a good day. Bye.